Joe in real life. Okay, so I've been avoiding this, but I'm just gonna say it. Tears of the Kingdom is the greatest video game ever made. It's over, guys. Nintendo did it. Greatest game ever. I am a big Zelda fan. I've been playing it since I was a little boy, or a preteen at least. Um, and I'm a Nintendo guy. So, like, Xbox, PlayStation, they make great games too, but I don't like gritty realism. I don't want to play Call of Duty. I don't want to be a sniper. I don't want to I don't want to kill imaginary people. You know, I want goofy shit. I want adventure, imagination. I love Mario Kart. I don't want to play Gran Turismo. Doesn't mean Gran Turismo is not a good game. Gran Turismo is a sick game, unbelievably great. It just doesn't capture me the same. That's not, and maybe it's being a dad. Maybe like just having constant kid exposure keeps me somewhat childlike. I don't know. I don't know the reason, and I don't want to make excuses. I'm just a Nintendo guy, and that's that. And Tears of the Kingdom, like, I really regret buying it, for real. It's costing me an hour a day at minimum every day. If at the end of the day I haven't played, if I haven't done at least one shrine, I can't sleep. That's real, by the way. That's a real thing I just said, and it's true. I can't go to bed because I feel like I've been lazy somehow, and that I'm never going to finish this game unless I get up and do some, and then I do. I have two complaints about the game. They are my defects of character. It's not a real problem with the game. The game is perfect. And if you're a gamer, I can't possibly give it a higher recommendation. If you loved Breath of the Wild, then Tears of the Kingdom is going to destroy your world. It exceeded every expectation that I could possibly have for Breath of the Wild. I was certain this game was going to be a disappointment compared to Breath of the Wild. What I figured was, would it be a huge disappointment or would it only be a minor one? Those were my expectations. It is far and away superior to Breath of the Wild, a thing I would have assumed was impossible. And it has new elements that when I watched the trailer, I thought looked kind of lame and dumb. They are not. They are amazing. My only two complaints, and once again, I feel like I have to state this. This is me being a bitch. This is not the game's fault. Complaint one, the fuse. When you fuse things together, that's your building tool. Link has like a magic arm, and he can fuse elements in the world together. You can fuse almost everything. Like, it's crazy. But some of the fuses look really cartoony and dumb. That's complaint one. Like if you have a stick, you can fuse a boulder to the end of it, and you've got this impossible looking unwieldy weapon that you can use as a sledgehammer, and it's really cartoony and it looks stupid. And I think it could be fixed. I think it could have been fixed pretty easily. But Nintendo games, Link, and Nintendo in general, that's open to children, really young people, Part of what's so compelling about the Nintendo canon is that adults and kids can play together and have fun. And like that, I don't feel is true. I keep picking on Call of Duty. Call of Duty games are awesome, but I don't like playing them, And like, I'm not one of these puritanical parents that censors stuff from my kids, but I don't really feel comfortable with my kids playing realistic war games. You know, they still can. I'm still gonna let them if they want to, but it just doesn't make me feel good in my heart. You know, and that's not a judgment. You do you with your kids. Like I got nothing to tell you about parenting. Parenting's hard. All right, you make your own choices. Good luck. But it looks kind of dumb. And I know that's a way in for younger kids because it looks cartoony and fun. But I just feel like it could have been done better. The other thing, and this is a big nitpick, all right? Like, I'm being a bitch on this one. But the other thing, every stable, every town, every person you talk to has a side mission. These side missions are often petty and lengthy, and it hurts the sense of urgency in the game. There's too many of them. There's just too many. And like there's this one where you're helping somebody get elected mayor for a town, and they're also a fashion designer, and there are just all these moving parts. And it doesn't do anything to forward the story along. And like, it takes a long time. It's expensive. And that's just one. There's like dozens of these, you know? And like, Link's on a fucking mission, dude. He's got stuff to do, and it's important. And who's the mayor of Hatenio? That shit is not important. Not important at all. And it derails you for a long time. And it hurts the sense of urgency in the game. For me, it pulls me out of the story. Literally pulls me out of the story, but also metaphorically pulls me out of the story. And I feel like that could have been done better. I feel like there were some story beats that could have been tightened up, and I feel like the fuse function looks a little goofy at times. Otherwise, everything else far surpassed anything I thought was possible. Not what I hoped for. What I thought was possible over that. So, 10 out of 10. Greatest game of all time. Today's my push day. Now I'm going to talk about lifting. I'm going to do the wedding warm-up, and I'm going to squat my minimum. And I feel good today, and I got nothing to complain about. I just wanted to talk about Tears of the Kingdom. I've been putting it off. I've been feeling some kind of way about how much I'm playing video games, and I just want to get on here, and I wanted to tell it myself. I wanted to confess. But now it's time to work out, and then I'm going to play Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, I'm a little ashamed, but also not really. Okay, so there we go. Thanks for listening. One thing I know about my viewership is that they are not thirsty for video game reviews. Like, none among you are crying out for me to review popular video games. That would be amazing. But generally, we just don't care about that sort of thing. And in some ways, that's why I felt I needed to report on it. Because, well, I train at minimum 7 hours a week. I suppose it's possible I could train only 5 hours. Like when I was just kind of flubbed out. So like when I'm injured or not feeling well, yeah, all right, I probably only train about 5 hours a week. But at minimum 7 when I'm feeling regular. And more likely that's closer to 15. And, well, I've been playing Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom that much. For real. Like on an easy week. That's kind of crooked, huh? Yeah. On an easy week, 7 hours. I'm playing an hour a day, for sure. Or I'm averaging an hour a day. No question. And I don't know, man. I felt like I had to be honest about that. Like I got stuff to do. I'm busy. When I play this game, what I'm mostly doing is cutting into my sleep time, which cuts into my recovery, which impacts my mood, which impacts everything. And everything for the worse. Now, that's the negative. The positive is, I think modern games are more like great movies or even great stories like books. And yes, it's an entertainment. Yes, on one end, it is kind of a waste of time. But on another, you're investing in imaginative works. And what imaginative works do is that they allow you to occupy another person's, or in this case, an entire team's collective imagination, and join in that imagination and participate. Video games are especially good at this. The stories often aren't superb, right? Although there are exceptions. But where they edge stories out is you get to participate in a non-passive way. And I just think that's awesome, you know? And part of me wishes I spent less time playing, especially lately. But another part of me doesn't really feel any guilt about being engaged in these things. So all you saw before this, I'm breaking topic for a second, was some loaded progressive stretch in the squat. I did my wedding warm-up. I'm feeling pretty pumped, pretty good. And I'm just building up to a heavy set of 2. And I topped out today at 190. 190 is not a great set of 2 for me. But given that I didn't bench at all for more than a month, and that it moved comfortably and well, I'll take it. I feel pretty good about it, honestly. Certainly 205 is possible. But like I stated in past days, I'm giving myself a little room to expand into. So yeah, back to video games. Like, here's the other thing about video games. I don't always play. But when I enjoy one, I really enjoy it. And I don't know, man. I guess I'm tired of feeling guilty about that. Like I said, in terms of practical matters, it is a waste of time. Just flatly, it's a waste of time. But in terms of like leisure time and enjoyment, I don't consider it that. You know, when I wind down at the end of the day, certainly I could play less, and that would make sense. But it's not dissimilar to watching an episode or 2 of your favorite show. Now, it still needs to be policed. I have to do something about that. I can't be dumping this kind of time into a video game, especially one as long and as involved as Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, the taxes are just going to be way too high. But I don't think it makes sense to feel guilty about playing either. And I mean that in a real sense. So maybe you can relate on those terms. I don't know. I just got into my garage. We're probably kind of echoey. What is this? Oh, this is the 190. All right, let's see how it looks. Good position, good arch, good bar speed. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I'll take it. Awesome. Hey, this is Joe in real life. I love you guys. Be good to each other today. I'm going to try hard to do the same. It's my son's birthday. We're going to the movies. I'm excited. I'll see you tomorrow.